Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between to the Right About Now presents the Virtual Slam Head-to-Head Edition. My name is Chibbi. I'm going to be your host for this evening. What you are tuning in for tonight is a head-to-head competition where 8 poets are going to compete against each other in 3 separate rounds for a chance to win $100 cash. So here's how it's going to work. We've got the 8 poets. We have randomly assigned them into 4 different bouts where they will compete one against one, right? So both poets are going to each read a poem, and then you, the audience, are going to vote for who you think should have won that round, who your favorite was, who should advance to the next round for a chance to win $100 cash. And the way we do that is we drop a link in the chat. You're going to click on that link, and then you're going to vote. And it's as simple as that, okay? There's no other bells and whistles or anything like that. Whoever gets the most votes advances and gets a chance to win $100 cash, all right? The rules for the slam are pretty simple. First of all, 2-minute time limit. That's it, all right? 2 minutes, 10-second grace period. We'll give you a 10-second grace period, but at 2 minutes and 10 seconds, the mic will be muted and we will move on. We don't do time penalties in this virtual world. We just move on, okay? In terms of props, costumes, and all that fun stuff, essentially whatever is accessible to you in your space is accessible to you in your space and is valid to be used during your poem. Feel free to do with or not how you will. I don't think that was a real sentence, but we're just going to keep the ball rolling. Also, both poets will be shown on the screen at the same time. Whoever is not currently poeting will be muted, but is free to act, respond, or not respond in whatever way that they decide that they want to do that, okay? So at the end of 3 rounds, we will have 1 victorious winner. So we're going to cut down from 8 to 4 to 2 to 1, and that's just the way it goes. So make sure that you are tuning in. You are voting for your favorites because, again, historically, we've said this every time. Historically, the margin of win is about like 5 or less votes. So every vote counts, people. Every single vote counts. So I hope you guys are ready. Tell your friends to tune in. Throw some love in the comments section too. We're always actively watching the comments section. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Wherever it is, stop it. Throw that comment down. I don't want that comment. This isn't about me. Throw some heart reactions, emojis, whatever it is. We're coming to you live because we want it to be an interactive experience. Our poets are in the back right now. They are geared and ready to go. They've been practicing. Some of them have to condense their 3-minute poems into 2-minute poems. Some of them have been doing this before. Like, it's all ready to go down. So, shall we get going? Are you ready to go on this ride with me? I hope so. Okay, I see a heart. Thank you, Sophie. Someone's ready for this. Yes, we're going to make it happen, people. So here we go. While my poets are ready, we want to make sure that you guys have absolute access to the voting link, the polls, and all of that fun stuff. Drum rolls are happening. So because of that, we do have a sacrificial round. All right. In our sacrificial round, we're going to be showing you videos of poems, but all of our poets tonight that are competing live from wherever they are joining us from. So to kick off our sacrificial round, coming up first to the microphone, y'all show some love for Jesse Parent.
My daughter tells me she wants to start dating, and I shrug. She tells me the name of her girlfriend, and I shrug again. She tells me I need to be careful because her girlfriend's parents don't know that she's gay, and I pause. She tells me her girlfriend's parents are religious, but I want to say, well, so am I, and that shouldn't matter, but I have to admit that while religion doesn't always build the closet door, it does tend to supply the lumber to plane it straight. After all, Jesus was a carpenter's son, knows the many uses of wood, how to hang plumb. And now I have reached the point of parental dilemma, where this girlfriend I need to be honest with this girlfriend's parents, but she needs to survive. My daughter prays across timber on an atheist rosary that when she opens the door, her girlfriend will be where she left her, alive and well hidden under a heap of clothes that her parents bought for her. And I live 1,000 lifetimes in this decade of Hail Marys, where my daughter does not go to prom because her girlfriend has to go with a boy, where my daughter is referred to as an aunt or a special friend, where she is dragged behind someone else's closet door, applying another layer of lacquer and varnish until she blurs a little more every day. So when I meet this girlfriend's parents, I smile like a stack of toothpicks, shake their hands to feel for calluses and splinters, but I choose their daughter's survival over the truth. And I say a silent prayer, a vow that I will take every door in my own home and feed it through a wood chipper until my daughter falls in love with the smell of sawdust.
Yo, Jesse Parent kicking us off here on the Virtual Slam, our first sacrificial poet of the evening, going up head-to-head against Jesse Parent. Y'all show some love in the comment section for Lyrical Faith.
Black boy, black caskets, black funeral, black after party, black as shit music, black trap, black throwback R&B, black hip hop, black hopscotch, black sidewalk, white chalk outline, black media outlets, world star hip hop, the shade room, black entertainment television, black Twitter, black iPhone, black emojis, black fists means power to the black people. We learned that from the Black Panther Party circa 1966. To be black and resist is to have a black death wish. Big black sky holds light bright stars. Wouldn't be the first time a black thing was the foundation for white shining. Black and white television, black and white photographs, blackness be the absence of all light, but yet we woke up like this. Black lips, black nose, black hair, black cheekbones, black girl wrapped tight in her black skin, praying she don't give birth to black children who know what it feels like to be still in black holes 6 deep beneath our feet, getting eaten by black leech, getting eaten like mama called you and all your black cousins to the kitchen to come get you a black feast. Black girl goes up to realize she was whole all along despite being shot at by a black piece. Black woman was being shot at all along by black police until they called it suicide, called it attack on black bodies, call it black on black violence, but yet we've not heard one distraction here except white noise, while black bullets locked and loaded somewhere beat a mass murderer's white toys. So he walk up in the space and we all at the function, fresh to death, arrived on CP time, but we look good though. And in this moment, I remembered why black folk take so long to get ready and always show up late. It's because if we die today, this will be our ghost outfit forever. So you gonna wait.
Give her the part one more time.
Yo, that was Lyrical Faith, our second sacrificial poet. We have already dropped the link in the chat, and I'm going to start my timer, people. So here's what you got to do right now. You heard Jesse Parent. You heard Lyrical Faith. What you got to do right now is click on that link that we dropped in the chat, and you got to go vote for who you think won that round. It's a head-to-head. Only one gets to, well, in this case, they're not advancing. This is a sacrificial round, but only one gets to win the round, okay? You can absolutely show your love in the comment section and tell us who you think won that round, all right? You can do that. But if you don't vote, it don't count. Don't make me get political. If you don't vote, it don't count. So make sure you go click on that link. Click on that link and go vote for who you think you want. This is your chance to practice. This is your chance to make sure that the links are working for you. This is your chance to make sure that your internet is working for you, that your thumbs are working for you. Do the damn thing. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay? Angel, you missed both. That's okay. It's just the sacrificial round. It's just the sacrificial round. We just want to make sure that you know how you can vote, because that's how we're going to vote the entire night. And this is the longest I'm going to give you all to vote. You have about a minute. I'm giving you a little extra right now, okay? So your votes matter. They determine who moves on and who eventually wins $100. So I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds. And then we go and close the link, and then we go and get going. Then we bringing up the live poets. Then we giving away money. Okay, that was 10 seconds. That was literally 10 seconds. Cut. Done. Voting is closed. The winner of the sacrificial round is going to be Lyrical Faith, everybody. All right, all right. Thank you for everybody that voted. Thank you for everybody that's gotten this ball rolling. Here we go. Here we go, people. We have 8 poets. They have no idea what order they're going in. They have no idea who they're competing against. They're finding this information out in real time with you. So going first in bout 1 of round 1, y'all make some noise. Get excited for Passionate. Yo, Passionate, where are you joining us from?
Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Passionate, you gonna be going up against Millie. Millie, where are you joining us from?
I'm joining from Burlington, New Jersey.
New Jersey versus Georgia. All right. So, Millie, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Passionate, you are going first. The stage is yours.
You found me attractive by the words I spit. Across the mic from my heart to give way to the audience. You liked when you heard the cheers, the claps, the snaps, the atmosphere. It wasn't a question for you to be guessing about who the hell I was. Also, you thought that it'll be easy to love me, the girl that tells strangers her innermost secrets for entertainment. Has anyone ever told you the dangers of loving a poet? You heard my poem titled He Ain't Ish and the roars of the crowd. Obviously, they were too loud because I bashed and crashed on my ex and you decided to be next. So did you think my words were for deaf ears because they call me a deaf poet? Obviously, you didn't hear. Will it be okay if I spill my heart on this page and flew it into my healing? Or will it ruffle your feathers because causing you to clip my wings because it's embarrassing for you to hear it, but deep down you know it's true? Or is it embarrassing because you know that this poem is about you? Don't write about me, you say, and you yell your demands, and I submit to my pen, making our love quite hypocritical, yet we allow it to be admissible while we're parasitical and egotistical to our own pinnacle we bust, but thoughts become more lyrical than biblical, so I write to become more in touch with what I can feel, because we can't do what my words do for me, and that's heal. The pain isn't real. You sip your Ciroc to find tranquility. I spill my ink to pray for graciously, and into listening ears like ministry, but you knew I was a poet before you decided to love me. Has anyone ever told you how hard it is to love a poet that paints words with their fingers and utter black secrets onto canvases, that speaks in the language of relatability and connects with the people's sadness? So love me in the claps and snaps as well as conversation. Love me when the crowd knows it's our situation. Love me when the tangle web that we weave become unraveled. Love me when I can express myself in a moment, but in poetry battles, find me in my words and you'll find me. Don't fight my expression because of your jealousy, but you knew I was a poet before you decided to love me. Peace.
Yo, that was Passionate on the psychedelic purple side, kicking off bout 1 of round 1. Now on the neon green side, Millie, you are unmuted. The stage is yours.
You don't seem to amaze me how you wake up in the morning, but you put on a mask to pretend you're something else. You don't seem to amaze me how you talk behind my back to others just to impress. When put under a lot of stress, you say things you don't mean. How low can you be just to boost up your self-esteem, which never helps anyway, because deep down inside, you still feel lonely. Crying, sighing, sometimes you wish you were dying. Yeah, I know how the story goes. Man, everyone knows. This just ain't you. We all go through. We look for love in all the wrong places. Things happen, mistakes take place. Sometimes you have to give or take. Come on now, stop lying and start trying. Do what you really mean, because if not, all you're ever going to hear in your life is, you don't seem to amaze me.
Yo, that was Millie on the neon green side. Throw some love in the comments section. Throw some purple hearts. Throw some green hearts. You know what to do. Actually, what you really need to do is go vote for who you think won that round. We've already dropped the link, people. We've already dropped the link. This is your chance to decide the fate of these two poets. One of them is going to move on to the next round for a chance to win $100, and you get to decide, was it passionate on the psychedelic purple side, or was it Millie on the neon green side? You have to decide. We're dropping that link again. I see Roman voted. Okay. I see some purple hearts coming through. I see some green hearts coming through. I seen some clappy hands. Are you guys voting? How does one sign up for this? That's a really good question, Roman, and I will address that in between rounds. Right now, what I need people to do is to vote for who you think. Oh, truthfully voted. There we go. Let's get these votes in because you only got about 10 more seconds, people. We only got about 10 more seconds. Your vote decides the winner, and it's either going to be Millie or passionate, okay? Neon green versus psychedelic purple. Oh, someone's in Facebook jail. These things happen. It's okay. All right, 5. We're going to close. 4, 3. Last chance, people. 2, 1. Voting is closed. All right. That means moving on to round 2, and a chance to win $100 is going to be Passionate. Millie, thank you so much for that amazing poem. Passionate, we will see you in the next round. All right, here we go, people. Just like that. We're going to keep the show rolling. Coming up next to the microphone, in bout 2 of round 1, ladies and gentlemen, show some love for Red Freedom. Red, where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from New Rochelle, New York.
Ooh, New York. All right, up in the Northeast. That's 2 from the Northeast tonight. And coming up, let's find out who you're going up against. Battling against Red is going to be Cam. All right, Cam. Where are you joining us from tonight?
Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, another New York girl. Okay. It's the battle of the New York girls. So, Cam, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. That means Red Freedom. The stage is yours.
I am a fish swimming in your validation, where heartbreak evaporates water. I learned to sink and swim in my own tears. Tears have Dead Sea salt staying me afloat. I thank God, but I didn't think leaving you would be this hard. My therapist says I'm codependent. It's when you know a situation is bad for you, but bad for you is still better than alone. Because I am a stranger to myself, it's strange how learning to overcome my insecurities be such a battle. Strange how learning to validate myself be such a journey. It's like I'm learning to walk to the moon barefoot. Impossible for now. And then I look up and I see the moon shining right there in the sky. Sometimes it even gleams in the day, and I'm reminded the person I will one day write about is closer than I think. My story is now. I am a moon shining in the daytime, out of place and unbothered. I bet the moon tells the sun it doesn't own the sky. Watch me tell my haters they don't own my journey. Watch me tell myself, as long as I am alive, I will swim in my own validation. I will breathe my own air. I will wear my imperfections like they're my Sunday best, not because I'm soiled by complacency, but because I always feel most welcome by congregations calling, come. as you are. I think vulnerability is the coat that makes the stars shine, and I bet the universe smiles every time I walk in it as me.
Yo, that was Red Freedom on the psychedelic purple side, kicking off bout 2 of round 1 on the throw some purple hearts in the comment section if you were feeling that. Coming up next on the neon green side, Cam, the stage is yours.
There are mornings that I struggle to get out of bed. My heart is heavy and the whispers convince me if I move, it will all crumble. So lately, I've been wanting to lay still. Some days I hold my breath. On days when it's really bad, I cross my hands over my chest and I fake my death. I wonder if anyone will notice that I didn't log on today. I wonder what the kids will say when they discover my body. How long will it take for my soul to leak out of my pores? How long will it take before the neighbors complain about the smell spilling through their floors? There are mornings that I struggle to get out of bed. Even when the sun creeps through my curtains, lays at the foot of my bed, begs me not to fall back to sleep, I hold my breath. Trying to remember the verse from a Quran, trying to remember why suicide is a sin, trying to remember the penalty of giving up, trying to remember one of the many ways to forget until it feels like I am drowning in myself. Ever since we have been advised to social distance ourselves, I've been living on social media. And it's the worst neighborhood to reside in. In less than 30 seconds, I can go through 3 different blocks of emotions from the simple swiping of my finger. 1 second, I am mourning the death of another Black face I do not know, yet know too well. The next, I'm shown all the beautiful tricks my 4C hair has failed to do. Then suddenly, some guy is trying to convince me that if I do these exercises for 7 minutes, I can look like the IG models. Yet I'm confused because I walked to my fridge 7 times in the last hour and I look nothing like her. The emotional pollution is overwhelming in social media land. My mother tells me I should log out, but I'm afraid I may be so toxic that the negativity actually fuels me. Though it sends me into an emotional state that causes my heart to triple my body weight, I need it. It reminds me that I am alive. On some mornings, I wake up, but my spirit is down. I do not want to get out of bed. I do not feel like wearing my skin. I do not feel like carrying the extra weight of my ancestors. I do not feel like dealing with the responsibility of carrying such a weapon. The voices in my head tell me I should shed it, fold it, tuck it into my kitty bank, and withdraw it when it is worth something more than someone's target play. Walk in the nudity of my fears. Perhaps my birthday suit.
Yo, that was Cam running into that 2-minute and 10-second time limit wall, but you still got 2 minutes and 10 seconds of a poem, y'all. So throw some love in the comments section. Throw some love in the comments section. And now go click on that link because you know we already dropped it. We quick like that. You got to decide only one of these poets is moving on to the next round, and they will be going up against Passionate in the next round. So one of these poets is going on to compete for $100 cash. Is it going to be Red Freedom on the psychedelic purple side or Cam on the neon green side? You guys decide, okay? You guys are the arbiters of their fates. That's what's happening right now. I just used a fancy word. All that means is that you have to click on that link and you have to go vote and decide because only one of these poets. I know it's hard, people. That's why I don't judge. I host. That's your responsibility. Who moves on to the next round? Let us know by voting. I love people that are letting me know that you voted. Like this is like you taking like a selfie with your I voted sticker on election day or during the pre-election time, because that's also a really great time to vote. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. Let your voice be heard, people. Okay, 10 seconds, and we're going to close these polls. Once again, psychedelic purple, Red Freedom, neon green, Cam. All right, one of these has got to move on. One of these is going to move on in 5, in 4. Kimberly, we have dropped that link so many times. So many times. I only talk to her like that because I love her. 3, 2, 1. I know we love them both, but only one can move on. And all right, the link is closed. Voting is done for that round. Moving on to round 2 to face up against Passionate for a chance to win $100 is going to be Cam, y'all show some love in the comment section. Red Freedom, thank you so much for that poem. Cam, we will see you in the next round. Okay, here we go. 2 bouts down, 2 more to go in the first round. Let's just keep that shit moving. Coming up first in bout 3 of round 1, y'all, it's Sarah Bellumental. Sarah, where you up? Sarah, you are muted. I can't unmute you.
Okay, we're good.
Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Houston, inside the Heights.
All right, Houston, in the Heights of Houston. And coming up against Sarah Bellumental is going to be Omer. Omer, where are you joining us from?
The great country of Texas.
All right, it's a Texan battle. Texas Titans are coming at it. Here we go, head to head. Omer, you are muted. That means Sarah Bellumental, the stage is.
Suicidal ideation just sounds pretty, doesn't it? An idea planted in your head, pretty seed to germinate like a blade glistens, says the weight of me in your hand will be satisfying and the cuts will be divine intervention. When I first started the hurt against my body because hurt people hurt themselves sometimes. It was more than intention, but I'm still alive, so maybe it was just a whisper given with stitched lips, twisted intestines, regurgitating deaths that never made it to the promise of lips. So it seems funny that when I hear, is the suicidal ideation still there? It comes out of the closet. All prim bows, corpse flower petals, stinking of rotten meat, but it looks so pretty, or it wants to be. A Grimm's fairy tale potion to put you under like Sleeping Beauty and be broken alive by a non-consensual kiss. You say, I never asked for this. It replies that the why of how you've tamed this manifested beast in your corpse closet is that happy is a consensual state. Something grabbed like dandelion seeds, but it still needs water to provide the roots to keep you structured so you don't fall when a suicidal kiss comes to knock on your door. I know not to open it, but sometimes suicidal ideation just sounds too pretty not to.
Yo, that was Sarah Bellumental on the psychedelic purple side, kicking off bout 3 of round 1. Show some love in the comment section if you were feeling that poem. Coming up next on the neon green side, Omer, the stage is.
Thank you very much. Everything you need to know about the end of the world. When it all ends, we will still be doing the wobble and electric slide. All the uncles will be out rocking them Jerusalem 19 sandals, still arguing over who should get to burn the chicken on the grill, talking about you gotta make sure it's cooked all the way through. When the world ends, all the clubs will be closed, but we gather anyway to turn up on a Tuesday, because the apocalypse has always been just another Tuesday for Black folks. When you cry that the rivers are red with blood, my auntie will raise a glass of Flint's water and say, baby, we know. So drink up. It's either this or white tears, and we're just about done with those. As the pestilence rots your skin, I will remind you that 1, black don't crack, so we are going to be just fine. 2, we have already lived through the Tuskegee experiments, crack epidemic, and everything else that America has hurled at us, so we are going to be just fine. 3, the apocalypse has always been just another Tuesday for Black folk. We are going to be just fine. When the locusts come and swarm all the crops, I'm sure my mother will find a way to bread them, fry them, sprinkling salt and bear bread and hot sauce, because what's blacker than making sure the whole family eats even when nothing is growing? Famine can bite into my mother's fist and lose a tooth because she ain't letting anyone in this house starve. And when the air and ground become cancer cluster toxic, you will choke and pray for the same trees y'all hung us on, but we ain't need air since we saw what depending on it did underneath your knee. We only breathe love and swishes from now on. White owls if the corner store on the block is closed, but it's always open on Tuesdays. And the apocalypse has always been just another Tuesday for Black folks. Thank you.
Y'all, that was Omer on the neon green side. Throw some love in the comments section. Throw some love, but more importantly, go vote. All right. We dropped that link in the comment section already. It's in there. It's happening. It's being flooded because of all the love that's coming through for both of these poets, but we will keep dropping it. You guys have about a minute to go vote because only one of these poets gets to advance to the next round. It's the battle of the Texas Titans, people. Who gonna take it? Who got that Texas swagger? Was it Sarah Bellum on the psychedelic purple side, or was it Omer on the neon green side? What's happening, people? You got to let me know. You got to let me know by clicking on the link and voting. You can also then comment on who you think should advance to the next round. Go ahead and influence your fellow judges. You know, people are highly susceptible. We found that out in 2016. But right now, you have to make a very important decision. One of these poets will be moving on to the next round for a chance to win $100. And one of these poets just gave us an amazing poem that we all get to live with. So, who is moving on? You get to choose. Who is going to win? I don't do this well. Okay, 10 seconds. That's it. Don't let my, banter confuse you. 5 seconds. I am not at all a distraction to you voting. I am encouraging you to vote. 3, 2, 1. Okay, voting is closed. That's it. We're closing it. Moving on to the next round for a chance to win $100 cash is going to be Omer. Sarah Bellum, thank you so much for that incredible poem. Omer, we will see you in the next round. Okay, here we go. One more bout in round 1, and then we're going to move into round 2. So coming up first, we already know who's left, but the order, we're about to find out. Coming up first in bout 4 of round 1, it's going to be RJ Wright. RJ, where are you joining us from?
I am on the west side of Houston, Texas.
West side of Houston, Texas. All right. And against RJ is going to be Kristi Scribbles.
Hi.
Kristi, where are you joining us from?
Upstate New York.
Ooh, New Yorker in the house. All right. Texas versus New York. Kristi, you are muted. RJ, the stage is
I'm an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team. I serve a country that does not value my voice, simply closed captions me to fit whatever narrative they deem patriotic. America be so star-spangled, awesome. It's these boys wearing skin like mine as crimes in progress. If you never put on a uniform, don't tell me what I'm fighting for. I learned early the ideal of mission first, people always, and soon after the reality of mission first, mission always. You don't know pain, you know the remorse of survival soldiers. I shrapnel underneath our uniforms and in our memories of battlefields we never left. It's really hard to do what we do. To be in the middle of a war zone and to be asked to focus on home. It's everything. So confusing. I learned people first, mission always. I learned that we are empty vessels, war machines, and we over-lubricate ourselves with whiskey and wine to maintain proper functioning. The military are middle children, the forgotten GIs and broken bodies and tombstones that we play in receipts for your American way of life. You know, America is so amazing. Basic training was the funniest place I was ever not allowed to laugh. I heard so many jokes like 40 veterans walk into a hospital. They die while waiting for treatment. What do you call a soldier with no legs? Medically discharged. What does America call the veterans that it loves so much? Homeless. What do you call a convoy caught in an ambush with no help coming? A funeral procession. Why aren't you laughing? Haven't you learned to adapt and overcome yet? Isn't it funny how everyone is thankful for your service until you ask them to make a sacrifice?
Y'all, that was RJ Wright on the psychedelic purple side, kicking off the last bout of round 1. Throw some love in the comment section. You know what to do. Purple hearts, purple hearts, purple. Oh, that's ironic. All right. Coming up next, Kristi Scribbles, the stage is yours.
They've called to us. They've been calling, but we haven't heard, just ignored, just covered it up with the dirt of our shame, but they are there. They've always been there, just below the surface, just below the cover up of our history's first erase, the first erase of many of people of land of connection. To the place that was before the changing, the taking, the silencing. It's all about the silencing, you know, the shing, the erasing of the original, of the native, of the truth. The truth of the land now speaks, now purges, now opens us up to, and the lives now remembered just under the surface of the land that they cared for and the dreams that they lost, the children that were taken, that were altered, that were buried. As we buried the natives in the graves that were hidden and the secrets that were poisoned, seeping into the earth, still there, still seeping, still poisoning us now, coming to light now, needs our attention now. The ones who were here, who we silenced, who we are still silencing now. Can't you hear them? Why can't we hear them? The children call to us, they call to all of us to listen, to see them, to remember them, to fight for them, to look under our surfaces, our stories, our history, under the land that held on to them for so long and the land that gives them back now, to acknowledge the truth of what was done, of what is being done, and what should be done now. Now we must dig up the truth. We must go under the surface. We must get our hands dirty and dig. We must dig it up, expose the secrets that the land holds. Listen to the land, listen to the children. We must expose our graves and change our ways, the ways of rot and silence spoke, the ways of ignoring that have come to stoke the fires of deplorable past, to ask forgiveness and give it back. The land was taken and buried truths. We must repent and see it through reparations, through actions, call to speak it out, expose it all, to expose the horrors, the only way to change the history, unearth decay, to air it out and hear them all. If you really listen, the children call.
Yo, that was Kristi Scribbles on the neon green side. Show some love, but before you do, or after, I don't know, make sure you go vote, because guess what we already did? We dropped that link, people. It is lightning fast, okay? Show some love in the comments section for these poets, and then go vote. Go vote immediately, because you only got 60 seconds. And I say that loosely, but we try to adhere to that. As close to 60 seconds as possible. Go click on that link. We just dropped it. It's going to drop again. So much, yes, I know, is hard, but only one of these poets gets to advance. That's the nature of the competition. You got to tell us who that is. Is it RJ Wright on the psychedelic purple side, or Kristi Scribbles on the neon green side? I don't know what I'm doing, people. I don't. I rarely do. How do you vote? You click on the link. We just dropped it. See that link right there? That one right there? The one that says polljunkie.com? Click on that link and then go vote. You can only pick one, and you can only do it once. Your vote determines who moves on to the next round. Winner of this bout is going to compete against Omer in the next round. Your vote matters, people. These are close. These are very, very close. So you got 10 seconds. Loose 10 seconds. Okay. Magical fairy dust 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, link is closed. Link is closed. That's it. Polling, voting is done. Moving on to the next round. For a chance to win $100, this is gonna be RJ Wright. Kristi Scribbles, thank you so much for that incredible poem. RJ, we will see you in the next round. Whew. All right, people. That was round 1. We started with 8 poets. We're now down to 4. It's like that. Cleaver that. Cleaver that list in half. But before we move on to the next round, someone did ask earlier in the night, how can I compete in these virtual slams? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's real simple. All you got to do is head over to the Right About Now page on Facebook. So that's facebook.com/WAN Poetry. And there's a little blue button in the corner that says Become a Supporter. Supporter is the right word. When you become a supporter for $4.99 a month, you get access to the virtual cash slams. You get access to the open mics. You get access to the Sunday Wright and chills. You get discount on merchandise and so much more. Live shows are coming back, so supporters do get special perks at the live shows if you happen to live in the Houston area. There's just so many benefits to becoming a member. When we start having features again at the live shows, you get access to the streams to see the features if you don't live in the Houston area. So, you know, there's perks. And then if you're like, oh, $5 a month. Well, think about it. $5 a month means $60 a year. You win one of these slams, you just got paid to be a Right About Now supporter. I'm just going to say, that's the way the math works. Numbers don't lie. Okay? So now that you know how to have access to these slams, I hope to see you in the future in this virtual space because we ain't going nowhere. So, yes. Get paid to be a member. Win a cash slam, get paid to be a member. Do it. Do it. Cassandra says it's worth it. She's won like 3 years worth of memberships for 2 slams. Yeah, basically, we're paying you to be awesome poets and support the page. So that being said, speaking of awesome poets, let's get into the second round, shall we? We got 4 poets left. We're going to condense that down to 2 and then figure out who's walking away with money tonight. So coming up first in bout 1 of round 2, you saw her before, coming back to the stage. It's show some love for Passionate. All right. And coming up against Passionate is going to be Cam. Okay, people, here we go. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to flip a coin. If it lands on heads, that means Psychedelic Purple is going first. If it lands on tails, that means Neon Green is going first, okay? All right. Flip. Sa. Heads. So that means Cam, you are muted. Passionate, the stage is yours.
Your child is a number, and I'm their school counselor. I can't tell you how many children I've tried to dismantle this belief from, showing them that their value is more than a score, the zip code that they come from, but you buy into it. And make this belief quite fluid, that their worth is in the value of their academic performance, not in their existence. While I attempt to teach your child how to think correctly, tests and ISS call me to be more attentive and not in their thinking. They don't want them to think, only do as I say. So if I buck up against the system of numbers, my paycheck becomes the price that I pay. So my job hangs in the balance. So I walk a tightrope out of habit. Your child is a number, a score on a piece of paper, that the only call I get from you during the year is whether or not my child has passed. Yes, your child has passed many hardships and continues to wake up each and every day. Yes, your child has passed my class amidst the education of adults who only want to get paid. So ask them, what have they learned today? Yes, your child has been in my office plenty of times because they were bullied, but they passed the test of silence. Yes, your child has passed through vindictive teachers that could care less about their well-being. Yes, your child has passed this stage of life. Any more questions? Or is that the only question that holds value to you? See, I was given the duty to count seats for funding. And if your child wasn't there, I was told to call. While a child sat in my office with tears in their eyes, wondering if they held any value at all, I was given the duty to simply count your child as another number. Help me to teach them different so they'll learn different and pass the classroom's glass ceiling with flying colors instead of 100. Instead of deeming their value as only a number, because certainly there are numbers in this brick building. Or I'll give you a 0 for helping to build statistics instead of children. Now, what have you learned today? Peace.
Yo, that was Passionate on the Psychedelic Purple side, kicking off round 2 on the Neon Green side. Now, Cam, the stage is yours.
Prayer from my son. I would tell you his name, but according to statistics, you will eventually learn it when it becomes the next hashtag. At night, I sneak him into our bed. His father, who is a heavy sleeper, is against co-sleeping. He doesn't really understand how watching our son sleeping behind bars triggers my anxiety. So on nights when it feels like the air in my room is too thick to carry my prayers to the sky, I sneak my baby into our bed. Even in the darkness of my room, I can make out the dents of his cheeks, his dimples, and I have them memorized. If ever there comes a day in which they haven't left much for me to identify his body, I would hear the echoes in these dents from any location, and I would know that is my baby. As of late, the only lullaby my baby knows is the sweet melodies of tear gas and chanting sounds of Black Lives Matter. I tuck his tiny head into the nook of my elbow. He moves for a second and then sticks his thumb into his mouth, and he's back to his peaceful sleep. I smile. I imagine this is his favorite position in my uterus, and suddenly I wonder if he is homesick. If only he knew if it were possible, I would hide him in my temple as long as needed. But even my body isn't strong enough to keep a Black man sedated. I rest my lips upon his forehead, and I wonder, is it better to have love and loss than to have never birthed a Black boy at all? Will he have enough time to reach his milestones? Will he graduate? Will I capture his first toothless smiles? Will he have a chance to fall in love? Will there still be women who are brave enough to love a Black man? Because honestly, is it better to have love and loss than to never love a Black man at all? On nights like these, when I struggle to fall asleep and calm my chest, I bail my sleeping boy from behind his crib. I lay him between the wall and my body. I shield him from his father and the world. I caress the homemade rosary beads on his tiny wrist, remembering how each bead holds a prayer. I count 1. Lord, return him home whenever he leaves. 2. Lord, heal him if ever he bleeds. 3. Protect him if ever he leaves. 4. Hear him if ever he cries. 5. Leave him. Let him not be a threat in the white man's eyes. 6. When penned down, please always let him rise. 7. Always bring him back home. 8. Always bring him back home. 9.
Yo, that was Cam with her poem coming in right 2 minute and 10-second time limit wall, but you got 2 minutes and 10 seconds of a poem, y'all. So now you know what you need to do. Both of these poets were amazing. We see that in the comment section. We see all the love coming through, but unfortunately, only one can advance to the final round. So you get to decide who is advancing to the money round by clicking on the link that we just dropped in the comment section. Click on that link and go vote for who you think is advancing to the next round. Your opinion, people, because your opinion matters, because that's the way it works in this world, or at least in this space. Don't get me started. Who's moving on to the next round? Is it going to be Passionate on the psychedelic purple side, or Cam on the neon green side, people? Come on. Truthfully, you've been with me all night long voting and letting me know you voted. I love it. Who else has voted? Come on, people. Let us know. Yes, both of them not happening. Sorry, Cassandra. Only one person. Only one. There can only be one. One ring to rule them. No, we're not doing that either. Okay. Yo, you got to figure it out, people. It's your decision. All right. America votes 2021, June of 2021. America needs to vote, people. Imagine the possibility if you let your voices be heard, the changes you could make in this world, the changes you can make in these poets' lives, because one of them is walking away with $100 and only one of them gets to move on to the money round, and we're going to find out who that is in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. What are you waiting for? Go vote. 5, 4, 3. Honestly, if you haven't voted by now, what are you doing with your life? 2, 1. Okay, voting is closed. Voting is closed. Voting is closed, people. Moving on to the final round for a chance to win $100 is going to be Cam. Passionate, thank you so much for that incredible poem. Cam, we will see you in the next round. Okay, here we go. Final bout of round 2, and then we're going to move immediately-ish into the final round. So coming up on the psychedelic purple side, y'all saw him before. It's Omer. And coming up against Omer, fellow Houstonian RJ Wright. All right, people. Coin flip one more time. Heads means psychedelic purple goes first. Tails means neon green goes first. Flip. Huzzah. Boop. It's heads. So that means RJ, you are muted. Omer, you are unmuted. The stage is yours.
A Venn diagram of birth dates and death dates. July 4th, 2020. I am tired of turning gunpowder trauma into confetti lights. This year, we do not play with fire as too many have been fired on. Instead, we become water, splash joy at each other, throw water balloons inside the house. We got so much drip that even your weapons are jealous. How else do you explain a leaky gun? Such a small thing, still trying to pour us empty. June 27, 2020, my birthday. For my birthday, I want my candles to be lit without it being a vigil. I want to see candy bursting out of a piñata without seeing myself at the other end of the baton. If I do not make it to 27, wrap me in foil and a bow. If I must be buried, let me be a gift to the earth and not just another thing stolen from it. February 23rd, 2020. I watched a man with my name die. My cell phone screen, a glass coffin, his same skin melted into pavement, and nothing grew from the cracks because we have already given all we have to the earth when still alive. I do not care that they still hate us, only that they hate us into being still. Still, my friends brought me flowers yesterday, loved me before I was a hashtag. They gift me a pretty dying thing in a water-filled glass coffin, and oh Lord, forgive me for my guilty smile, for I have been smiling all day, because it is not me, and does not share my name or skin, and at least for today, I refuse to be a pretty dying thing. And for that, I should not feel this guilty. And yet, I still do. Thank you.
Y'all, that was Omer on the psychedelic purple side, kicking off the last bout of round 2. Coming up next to the microphone on the neon green side, RJ Wright. The stage is yours.
My depression is not a satisfying lover, but it is a faithful one. If I let it, it'll seduce me into never leaving my bed. My depression doesn't always look like depression, though. Sometimes it Halloween costumes itself into a victory dance and prays that you don't ask, how are you? And mean it. It looks like the space between my couch and TV when being a human in public is too exhausting. But sometimes it sounds like the next round is on me, y'all, because the best place to hide is where everyone can see you, but no one is looking for you. My depression is demanding. Wants me to go back to my last failed relationship because it's convinced me that no one will ever love me half as badly as they did. My depression says a full bed is better than all this empty. You know, I was happy once, but time wounds all happy, or healing is a happy wound, or happiness be the most fragile of children, but children be the most resilient of humans. Basically, what I'm saying is being an adult and keeping my happy whole and healthy is a magic trick I haven't learned yet. You know, my depression is funny. Not like haha, more like wow, you're still here. My depression and my masculinity are drinking buddies, frenemies who bare knuckle box with each other, and anything that is good for me. My masculinity says walk it off. Says water's for cowards. Water's for washing blood out that uniform. You don't get no blood on my uniform, son. You must be outside your mind. Okay, so sometimes a masculinity sounds like Denzel Washington and Remember the Titans. It's not always attempting to be toxic. Sometimes it's just trying to remind me that I am stronger than everything that is failing to kill me, that dying ain't dead, so rise and walk, and when it hurts to walk, run till you learn to fly, and if you never learn to fly, then thank God for working feet and almost wings. See how when you started to run, you stopped thinking, stopped noticing all the pain in your head, focused on all the alive in your chest. Now focus. You nearly did it. Yes, you did it. You got out of bed.
That was RJ Wright on the neon green side, rounding out round 2. Yes, that's the way these things go. Throw some love in the comment section for both of these poets. You know how to do it. Purple hearts, green hearts, all the love. But what you really need to do is click on that link. Which link? That link. That link right here. You can't click on it here, but it's in your comment section. All right? It's in the comment section. Click on the link and go vote, because only one of these poets is going to advance to the next round. That's the way it works, people. I'm sorry. Except I'm not. So click on the link and go vote, because one of these poets is advancing to go up against Cam for a chance to win $100 prize, and you get to decide who that is. Is it going to be Omer on the psychedelic purple side, or is it going to be RJ Wright on the neon green side? Come on, people. Do it. Do it for poetry. Do it for your grandchildren. Do it for the ecosystem. Okay? It's that important that you go vote. These poets are relying on you. Climate change is relying on you. Okay? The cicadas are relying on you. I don't know what else to say, people. Like, why aren't you voting? Why aren't you voting? Go. Yes, such amazing performances from both of them. Two amazing poets. I can't agree more. So fucking talented and amazing. They both hit it. Thank you to both the poets. I'm just reading the comments that are coming through. I absolutely agree. However, only one can advance, and you have to decide. And you know what? If you don't vote, that is a vote for no one. It just makes me sad. Go vote, people. Got 5 seconds. Okay. I don't know what you're waiting for. I know it was hard. Just go with your gut. 3, 1. Voting is closed. That's it. All right, people. Moving on to the final round, to the money round. For a chance to win $100 is going to be RJ Wright. Omer, thank you for that incredible poem. RJ, get yourself situated because you coming right back in just a moment. Okay. All right. Here we go, people. If you're just joining us if you are just joining us right now, it has been a roller coaster of a ride. We started with 8 poets. We have cut that down to just 2 poets, and only one of them is going to walk away with $100. And the way that that's going to happen is you're going to vote for your favorite after this round. Okay, we're going to bring both the poets back up onto the stage. They are each going to read one more poem, and then you are going to decide who is walking away with $100 cash. And if you want a chance to compete in one of these virtual slams, just become a Right About Now supporter. Okay, go to the page, click on the blue button, start your free trial, $4.99 a month, get you access to this and so much more. All right, people, here we go. Take that collective breath. Okay. Coming up on the psychedelic purple side is going to be Cam. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And on the neon green side is going to be RJ Wright. Okay, people. One final coin flip. Heads, psychedelic purple goes first. Tails, neon green goes first. And it is tails. So that means, Cam, you are muted. RJ, the stage is yours.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm black. I'm so black, a game of spades might end our friendship. I'm so black, if you ask me Michael Jackson or Prince, I will ask MJ before or after Pepsi tried to assassinate him. The answer is still Prince, but there is, in fact, a difference. I'm so black. I've been with a shoe, a switch, a hanger, a door, an extension cord, because I told you, don't touch none on this goddamn store, because you think I'm playing, because I'm one of your little friends. I'm your mama. I'm so black. Whenever a black boy is gunned down, my mama calls me just to hear the melody of my voice crescendo through the phone. I'm so black. The police sirens sound like Amazing Grace being sung at a funeral. I'm so black. The Becky dated me just to piss off her parents. Yes, that was her real name. And yes, she was white. No, not all white women are bad. Yes, I feel the need to say this because black men have died for less. You look lost, boy. Look like you shouldn't be around here, boy. Look like you need help getting back to where you belong, boy. I'm so black. Whenever they say all lives matter, it sounds like white tears and the cheers of a lynch mob. I'm so black that a cell phone or a book or a pen or my hands could all be mistaken for weapons. Yeah, I'm black. So black they told me I wouldn't graduate from high school. So black that in a month I'll have my master's. So black I love hip-hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll, pop, neo-soul, country. Yes, niggas like country too. No, you cannot say nigga if you're not black. Yes, you can be big or little mad about it. That is your prerogative. My nigga, I'm so black. You want to be me until it's time to be me. My black is not a monolith. It comes in all shapes, sizes, genders, and sexualities. My black is a mother's protection being answered. My black is a father's protection. My black is a mother's prayers. My black is the presence of all. My black is hope. My black is candy after Sunday school, cornbread and collard greens, kale and cabbage. My black be savage as fuck sometimes, but my black may be savage as fuck sometimes, but I wouldn't trade it for all the privilege in the world.
Yo, RJ Wright on the neon green side. Throw some green hearts in the comments section. If you were feeling that poem, show some love in the comment sections. You know what to do. Coming up next on the psychedelic purple side, Cam, the stage is yours.
Thank you. What's it like to be an African girl living in America? It's like Having your mother wash your hair with Hispanic bar soap that isn't too kind to your kinky curls, because according to her, it all lathers just the same. It's like getting a whipping for every bad report card you bring home, only to turn 18 and told that you can't go away for college because you're expected to wed and produce kids and keep the cycle of depressed African housewives going. It's like trying to explain to your father that you want to major in writing, but all he wants to know is how much do poets make? It's like being called African booty scratcher in the schoolyard by little black kids that can't understand that you share the same ancestors. It's like walking up on stage on the day of your graduation, trying really hard to ignore the lady in the third row with the African wax dress and the big headscarf that keeps shouting your name. It's like learning to say no with little guilt when your 5th grade friend asks, "Is that your mother?" It's like learning to remember your mother by her new name when she creates a new identity for herself because immigration has refused to grant her refuge on American soil. It's like pretending you're asleep when your grandmother calls from back home because you don't want her to notice you're forgetting your native tongue. It's like fighting every day to find a part of yourself without losing the parts you barely have. It's like constantly having the nightmare about the day your Aunt Miriam gave birth to a little girl on grandma's kitchen floor because the village doctor was nowhere to be found. It's like remembering the silence that filled the room as everyone waited for the baby's cry that never came. It's like learning to unlove the light-skinned boy with the gray eyes because you know your family would never accept your union. It's like being sent to the mosque every Saturday to find God, but all you find is little guys that try to convince you they can erase your sin. It's like learning how to fake an orgasm because you're embarrassed to admit that you're a circumcised girl. It's like staying up late reading romance book with flashlights under your sheets, yet growing up to love with your eyes closed and your heart open. It's like being told that you would never get married because you messed up the recipe for the peanut butter soup sauce for the 10th time. It's like having your aunts waiting outside your door the morning of your wedding because they want to see the blood on your sheets. It's like staring in the mirror and wondering, is my African showing? It's like being able to hold down the feeling of Trump when someone says, "You don't even look."
Yo, that was Cam on the psychedelic purple side, hitting that 2-minute time limit one more time. But you got 2 minutes and 10 seconds of a poem, y'all. So now you have to make a decision. Throw some love in the comment section. You know, purple hearts, psychedelic purple, neon green hearts, whatever you got to do. But what you really got to do is click on that link and go vote. Okay? This is it. This is it. This vote decides who's walking away with $100 tonight. So go vote. What the heck I gotta do? What the heck I gotta do to get you to vote, people? All right? Go. Click on the link because it's important. All right? It's $100. 100 smackaroos. A Ben Franklin. Clearly, I'm not around $100 very often. I don't know other words for it. It's fine. It's fine. 2 awesome poets. That's true. That's true. So impressed. Much love. I totally get it, Beck. Yes, but you gotta vote for one of them. And I'm giving you some extra time, okay? Because I know this is a hard one. You got to process it, okay? How are you going to figure out who's taking it? Are you I'm going to let you decide your own criteria, okay? But you got to vote. That's the only way this works, people. If you don't vote, angels lose their wings. If you don't vote, kitties lose their whiskers. If you don't vote, puppies don't get fed. And then they pee all over your rug. Okay? That's what happens when you don't vote. All right? Yes. Yes. That's what happens. It's the butterfly effect. You may think that you not voting is inconsequential, but it ruins the world. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds. I hope you have already voted. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Only one of these poets gets to win some money tonight. It's $100 on the line. Is it going to be Cam on the psychedelic purple side, or is it going to be RJ Wright on the neon green side? You decide who wins. You decide who wins. Yes, you decide who wins. You got 5, 4, 3, 2. It's a Texas minute, y'all, not a New York minute. 1. Okay, voting is closed. That's it. That's it. Voting is closed. The voting is closed. the poll, so please vamp for an extra 10 seconds. Yes. I'm reading all that fantastic information that's coming through in the chat. So we're going to find out one of these poets is going to win $100. And oh my God, I'm so excited for them. Super excited. I'm just going to whisper to you how excited I am because I've been yelling. What did we do last? Okay. All right, people. I think I remember what we did last time in this event. It's a tie. So we're going to reopen voting for 30 seconds. Okay. Voting is open for another 30 seconds. If you have not voted, what the are you waiting for? Because it is literally a tie. Okay. I've started my timer again. If you're watching this, if you saw both of these poets, why haven't you voted? You decide now. You literally decide because it is tied. Okay. Got about 5 more seconds. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. I hope you all voted. Okay, this is it. Might have been decided by 1 vote. We're about to find out who's walking away with $100. And it is going to be Cam! RJ Wright, thank you so much for that incredible poetry all night long. Cam, congratulations on winning $100 tonight. Do you have anything to say to your adoring fans?
Thank you so much for the support. I was so nervous and I love doing this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cam, joining us from up in the Northeast, right? Brooklyn, right?
New York, yes.
Brooklyn, New York, taking the win tonight. Congratulations to Cam, y'all. Ooh, that was a nail biter. See what happens when you don't vote? You create chaos, people. You create chaos. Congratulations. Shout out to all the poets that competed tonight. Once again, we had 8 incredible poets. We had Passionate, Millie, Red Freedom, Cam, Sarah Bellum, Omer, RJ Wright, and Kristi Scribbles. 8 incredible poets. 1 ultimate winner walking away with $100. Once again, if you want access to these slams, just become a Right About Now supporter. That's all you got to do. Click on the little blue button, $4.99 a month, start a free trial. Get you some poetry. This isn't the only thing that is a perk of becoming a member. If you want more information on all the details, it's all on the site. Go to facebook.com/WAM poetry, people. We will be back. The virtual slams happen every 2nd and 4th Mondays. On all the other Mondays, it's a virtual open mic. Right about now, if you live in the Houston area, we'll be coming back to live shows on August the 4th. It's the first Wednesday of August. I believe that is correct. So if you're in the Houston area, you've been vaccinated, you feel comfortable going out in public, then go check them out at Avant Garden, August the 4th. Until then, I think I've said everything I need to say. So thank you for voting, people. Make sure you continue that good practice of voting because election season's almost coming. Until next time, my name is Chibbi. This has been fantastic. Y'all stay safe out there. Good